Howdy. That might be a quick one or it's not. Zaligier, Jura? Unconfirmed. Near Épinal, Grand Est, France. This might belong still to the Clermont-Ferrand, or it is already a part of this volcanic complex, or we might have something like an own volcanic complex here. Originally, I tried to make a video about a quake in the northern Italy, which is here. There must be somewhere here, it's the deeper one. 18 hours ago, 2.1. 37 kilometers in depth. Yeah, there's actually one yesterday. Yeah, I didn't really have time. Let's check still this map out if there's any other color which I haven't noticed, but no. The thing is, I find this deeper quake here very interesting. Because some time ago I was adventuring myself through Windy and the webcams because I was searching for interesting clouds. And that's from Malcantone, Maddalena, Puntamento. And I spotted that thing. And this could be very well plasma. And you have seen these videos I made about volcanic plasma. And this might be something similar, some rather strong energy exchange between Earth's interior and the outerior. And this is a little bit enhanced. Yeah, it's just the webcam, the quality isn't that good. Yeah, this might be something. I don't know. And that's the same thing still, more enhanced. A comparison between Agung Vulcano and that thing in Italy. It has similarities, at least to me. Yes, there's a second one there in the background. But here we have just one. Vulcano, Maddalena, Puntamento, Malcantone. I think it's this place, I don't know exactly. It's still Switzerland, obviously. I thought it's Italy, but you never know because they speak all Italian. There might have been once a well there on that hill behind the castle. Yeah, here we have a bigger castle, or maybe it's even a church. And I don't know what this could be. Maybe a dragon? But anyway, Malcantone is here. And our quake was somewhere here, I think. So we are in northern Italy. And I think I have been showing this article already earlier. Geological and geochemical setting of natural hydrocarbon emissions in Italy. Hydro. Which might make us assume that there's water involved in the thing. Let's just take a look at the pictures. I will put a link below. You can read the article, you can watch the pictures. Group of fields with thermogenic gas. here, oil province, here and here, gas field all in the middle, and oil fields, I don't know. Maybe this one. Maybe also here. And somewhere here, I think, was our quake. It's a little bit hard to say where exactly, but after all, it doesn't matter too much because we have a rather deep quake. We have oil provinces, gas fields, thermogenic gas. So I went to Google Maps, Salse di Nirano, Fumarola Pischiarelli. Let's just, Salse di Nirano, let's check this out. Via Viazza. But where are we? Now we get a map. So the quake, I think, was somewhere here. And not too far from that, we have the Salse di Nirano. Let's check out if there's some picture. Asking. Wrong language, sorry. It was Finnish. So we have stuff like this going on there in Italy 2 years ago. Mudvolcano. Acqua salata. Gas naturally. Idrocarburi. Yeah, I don't know what salata means. But aqua means water. There's water. There's more water. So, there are many more of these mud volcanoes. Map of mud volcanoes. This is very annoying, this commercial. Map of volcanoes of Italy. Map downloaded, all fixed. All problems fixed. So the earthquake was somewhere here in the north. 79, it would be probably the closest one. So this is what I tried to tell you before. There are many more than we just have seen on the Google map. Because, for example, 82. So there is at least 82 mud volcanoes. And quite a bunch in northern Italy, not too far from the quake, from the deeper quake. And yesterday, I think I already, or like, earlier, I tried to make a video about this because I knew about those mud volcanoes. And it happened so that today, an hour ago or something, I stumbled across a video where someone was talking about the mud volcano, and I also found something interesting from earlier times in Italy. The Watchers. November 5th, 2016. So this is several years old. Updated on Friday, March 4th, 2022. Yeah, why? But anyway, new mud volcano forms in Italy after recent earthquakes. Here's a picture. There's a video also. I haven't read it, but I watched some of the video. A new mud volcano has formed this week in a field in Italian municipality of Santa Vittoria in Mantenano. Following a recent increase in seismic activity, the volcano is located about 30 kilometers east from the A magnitude 6.5 earthquake of October 30th in the province of Fermo, Marche region. There are 6 active mudvolcanoes in the neighboring municipality of Monteleone di Fermo, located along the river Ete. Since the latest increase in seismic activity, all of them were reported to erupt clay, while another one was formed suddenly with no prior warning earlier in the week. So we are probably several hundred kilometers away from this location, but we are talking about a mud volcano which all of a sudden formed. The most representative of the volcanoes is named Vulcanello. Is positioned in the middle of the field as a well-covered mound of native vegetation. According to Marco Fabiani, the mayor of Monteleone, the phenomena is of sedimentary volcanism origin. This video doesn't here. Now, instead of reading awkwardly, let's have a quick look at the volcano, which formed all of a sudden. No, this doesn't work. Yeah, let's just zoom in. And then it's just flowing there somewhere. But anyway, you can check this out by yourself, the whole video. But I still wanted to show you this other one, which was or is much more up to date. And it's not from Italy. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this channel name is Dr. Astro Geotech, Hertfordshire Allotment Live. But anyway, let's give him the word, and he has very nice footage of a mud volcano.
A mud volcano has erupted in Indonesia. This is the news from today. As you can see, a hole in the ground where explosion of mud is happening. Mud erupting at the surface. And as you can see, it has buried some vegetation around it. The trees don't have any branches or leaves left on them. Further away, you can see there are some forests, so this area also was wooded. But at the moment, because of this activity, there is no vegetation. You can see a stream of water is also flowing away from the source.
Yes, a stream of water. So, now comes the funny thing. These are the rocks in the yard. And some weeks ago I was cleaning them after the winter. That's why they are wet. And we have these craters. And the layering here is not that well visible because they are wet, but I thought there may be some color coming out when they are wet. And the quartz veins are they are very nicely visible. Oh, I missed. And here we have a cross. An interference of shock waves. And they are elevated because they are much harder than the surrounding rock. And they can be very thin, or most of them are very thin. There is one rock which has very thick quartz veins. I don't know if I showed you that. Maybe I have to once. There's a cross in that too. A cross made out of quartz. And on the rocks we have these patterns. Some of them are empty. No, they are not empty, but as you can see, they're hollow, and some of them are still filled with something. Calcite, quartzish, something in between, maybe. And they are very interesting, these rocks. And many of those quartz veins, they are very straight. And even if you dig out from the ground the rocks, you can see the same pattern on the rocks. Here's another one. And that's not cleaned up yet. So, the thing is, I think this is vitrified clay, which got made, produced, created by telluric currents, probably magnetically induced currents. Magnetically induced currents. It's clay land. Like if you take off the first 10 centimeters of the ground, where basically wherever you are here, you will find clay. And the question is how it came here. Why is there everywhere clay? And now we have examples from Italy and from Indonesia where we have some kind of mud volcanoes and they are erupting clayish material. Which makes me in a way to assume that there might be some kind of mud volcanoes be here also in Finland. Which is a rather interesting thing to think about. And I think hydro or geothermal activity, despite many people think always only about hot springs and stuff like that, but I think we have to take the whole spectrum of the temperature into account, like from cold to really hot. And if there would be some kind of cold volcanism, where it's just like mud erupting, it's a little bit warmer than the surrounding, but not hot, yeah, it could explain the rather large occurrence of clay. Because it's like everywhere. And also the rocks, what you're looking at the moment. There's no meteorite or asteroid which created all these craters, which are perfectly aligned on the side of this rock. And one fine day I will take this also off because I want to know what's beneath it. So mud volcanism is very interesting. There's a lake nearby which is classified as oligotroph. Oligotroph lakes usually are found beneath glaciers or already in caves and stuff like that, because there isn't any nutrients, or the water is very low in nutrients. And as I've been talking about, that glaciers might be lava streams made of water, contemporary, because they just melt away. Not like other lava streams which remain. That's the difference. And if we take clay as an eruptive material which comes from the Earth's interior, we might have to classify this also as a volcanism. So there has to be a reason, and there is, why there's so much clay here. And if you drive around here or something, like whatever with the train, and watch the fields, there are many of those, they are totally even. which might tell that there has been once very much clay and very much water, and then it just settled. The water went away and the clay settled perfectly leveled. In other words, if there would be more water, it would get really soft, and there could come more clay from the same sources where it came once, which we have to figure out where it came once. Is it here? Did it get distributed from somewhere else? Or do we have really stuff going on here, despite the moho being really deep? Or because the moho is very deep? There is no such thing really as geothermal activity here, but this doesn't mean that there's nothing going on in the ground. It might be just not understood yet. But there has to be a reason why we have so much clay and rocks, what I think are vitrified clay, which created these rocks with a perfect layering, perfect straight quartz veins, craters, and tetrahedrons, and everything you need. But anyway, this was now a little talk about mud volcanoes. Obviously. Thanks. Bye.